Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into the secret world of pricing. You see a number on a tag and you think that's all it is, but it's so much more than that. It's pure psychology. So let's just jump right in with a big question. You've probably heard of the classic 4 Ps of marketing, right? Product, place, promotion, and price. Well, of those four, why is price the one that's considered the most dangerous? The one you have to be the most careful with? Well, think about it. Product, place, and promotion, those are all complex ideas. They take time and effort to build and even more time to copy. But price? Price is just a number. And because it's just a number, it is incredibly easy for your competitors to copy. They see your price, they shave off a buck, and boom, any advantage you thought you had, it's gone, vanished. And this leads to a very destructive situation. And that, my friends, is called a price war. It's this race to the bottom where everyone's profits get thinner and thinner, and in the end, pretty much everyone gets hurt. And listen, this isn't just some dusty old textbook theory, okay? This is happening right now in a massive showdown in the restaurant world. Which brings us to our case study for today, a tale of two rival sukiyaki restaurants in Thailand. And this battle, it reveals pretty much everything you need to know about the strategy of price. On one side, you've got MK Restaurants, the undisputed king of the market for over 2 decades. And on the other, you have the challenger, Tannoy Suki, this fast-growing disruptor. For years, MK pretty much laughed him off, didn't even consider them a real competitor. But now, now they are locked in this absolutely fierce battle for who will rule the market. So MK had a huge problem, right? As the big premium brand, they couldn't just slash their prices to compete with a budget-friendly place like Tannoy. If they did that, they'd completely destroy the premium image they'd spent decades building. So they had to get clever. They needed a secret weapon. And that weapon, it actually has a name in marketing strategy. It's called a fighter brand. What MK did was launch a totally new, separate brand called Eva Suki. And its one and only mission was to go head-to-head with Tannoy on price, acting like a shield to protect the main premium MK brand from that bloody price war. But here's the twist, and this is the really important part. The fighter brand was a smart move, yeah, a good tactic. But the real long-term solution to winning this whole war, it wasn't about price at all. Because what both companies started to figure out was that they had to change the entire battlefield. See, they realized they had to stop fighting over price and start competing on value. Because, let's be honest, what you're willing to pay for something has almost nothing to do with what it costs to make. It has everything to do with what you think it's worth. Let me show you exactly what I mean with a simple bottle of water. You walk into a 7-Eleven in Bangkok, right? It's maybe going to cost you 7 baht. No big deal. It's just water. But take that exact same bottle of water, put it in a little stall at the top of a mountain after you've just done a 2-hour hike, and suddenly, it's 12 baht. And you know what? You'll pay it. You'll happily pay it. The water didn't change, but the situation and its value to you totally did. And that feeling, right there, that's the key to this whole thing. It's called perceived value. It's not some objective number on a spreadsheet. It's your own internal math, your gut feeling about what something is worth to me right now. And that feeling is the single most important factor in all of pricing. Okay, think of it like this. Your pricing strategy lives inside a room. The floor of that room, that's your cost. You absolutely cannot charge less than that, or you'll go out of business. But the ceiling, how high you can go, that is set entirely by your customer's perceived value. And the whole game of great marketing isn't just about lowering your costs, it's about finding ways to raise that ceiling. So if our goal is to raise that ceiling, we've got to understand what's actually happening inside a customer's brain when they look at a price tag. Which brings us to this classic chicken and egg question, right? Is a wine expensive because it's really good, or do we just think it's good because it's expensive? Well, a pretty incredible experiment gives us the answer. So, neuroscientists ran this fascinating experiment. They had people taste wine while scanning their brains in an fMRI machine. They told them one bottle was, say, $10 and another was $90. The big secret? A lot of the time, it was the exact same wine. The results were just wild. People consistently said the $90 wine tasted better. But here's the crazy part. The pleasure center of their brains literally lit up more. It showed more activity when they thought they were drinking the expensive stuff. The price tag didn't just change their opinion, it physically changed their experience of the taste. This reveals this constant battle that's happening in your brain every single time you think about buying something. On one side, you have the pleasure of acquiring, that joy of getting something new that you want. But on the other side, neuroscientists found that spending money literally activates the same part of your brain that lights up when you feel physical pain. It actually physically hurts to pay. So the goal of a really smart marketer is to basically become a marketing anesthetist. Their job is to find ways to reduce that pain of paying. So they'll frame it emotionally. Oh, your wife is going to be so happy with this. They might offer you a small gift first to make you feel like you owe them something. They'll push you towards credit cards because swiping a piece of plastic just feels less painful than handing over a big stack of cash. Or they'll use social proof. Hey, your friend is buying one too. It just makes it feel safer. Okay, so all of these insights lead to some very specific, really powerful psychological triggers that companies use every single day to influence your perception of price and ultimately your decision to buy something. And probably the most famous example of this comes from The Economist. A few years back, they offered these three options for a subscription. You could get web only for $59, you could get print only for $125, or you could get web and print together for $125. So just look at that for a second. Which one would you pick? Okay, so here's the thing. Almost nobody picks that middle option, the print-only one. It seems totally useless, right? So why is it even there? It's a decoy. It is not there to be sold. Its only job is to make that third option, the most expensive one, look like an absolutely unbeatable deal. I mean, compared to just getting the print for $125, getting the web version for free feels like a massive win. Without that decoy, you'd just be comparing $59 to $125, and a lot more people would just pick the cheaper option. And this really gets at the power of what's called reference pricing. We almost never know what something should cost, so we're always looking for comparisons to help us decide. And as this quote says, even an option that seems totally useless on paper can be the most important thing on the menu because it completely reframes the value of everything else around it. So, we've gone from the sukiyaki wars in Thailand all the way to the pleasure centers inside your own brain. And what we've learned is that the story of price is really the story of perception. It's not just a number. It's a carefully crafted signal designed to shape how you feel about value. So the next time you see a price tag, you're not just going to see a number, are you? You're going to see the strategy behind it. And the real question is, what are you going to do with that knowledge?